Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here with week number 49 of the hashtag 52 projects. We only have a few weeks left of this year. Hashtag 52 projects was a project that I found on YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Google, whatever. I made some of them up. Just something quick, easy, I found interesting. Something under 30 minutes, start to finish, including matting. And they're just fun, and most of them are really great craft fair sellers. So this one I'm super excited for. You guys know I love tea, and I love those coffee sachets that look like tea bags, but it's like by Folgers, I think. So this was Linda Parker. She's Linda Parker on YouTube as well, and her blog. This is her take on a traveler's notebook. She did a Travelers Teabook. How super cute is this? You have room for pictures, you have room for tea. Honestly, you can put anything in these little pockets. Sorry, my tails are too long. You can do gift cards. This would be really cute, like if you're giving a teenager, a $10 gift card, iTunes, or food or gas or whatever. This would be cute for that too. The tea bags, coffee sachets, whatever you put in here. How cute is that? Cash, super cute. I just stuck these little faux beads on here. I didn't have any Christmas beads, and so I just used this glitter glass filler from Dollar Tree, and I just poked a hole. They're styrofoam, so I just poked a hole using the pokey tool and ran the elastic through there. So I really loved it, so I hope you guys do too. Let's get started. Okay, so for the cover, you're going to need a sheet of paper that is 6 1/4 by 3 3/4. Now, hers was laminated. I laminated mine. Obviously, you don't have to laminate if you don't want to. Laminating just gives it that little extra flair. And I know we haven't pulled out our laminator since we were big on TNs last year, but yeah, let's pull it out again. So the cover is 6 3/4 by 3 3/4, and you are going to score it on the long side at 2 7/8 and 3 7/8, and then you'll laminate it. So I probably won't get accurate measurements, but 2 7/8 and 3 7/8. Round your corners if you want them rounded, and then laminate. Okay, so we got that cover done. We're going to push that to the side. Now you're going to need 3 pieces of paper for your inside pocket. They are going to be 11 7/8 by 3 7/8. If you have directional paper, be mindful of your direction. Okay, cut your paper accordingly so that way your directions are correct. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have you guys cut that. 11 7/8 by 3 7/8. And we're going to do some scoring. I just want to put my book out of the way. Okay. Got my cheat sheet right here. So just determine, how you want to put your sheets. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I like to score this way. Now, we're going to score on the short side first. I know I normally do long side, but we're going to do short side first. Make sure your short side is the bottom of your paper, okay? So if I want mine to be like this, then I need to make sure the bottom is to the left, like that. Got it? All right, and we're gonna score at 3/8. So 3/8 is in between the 1/4 and 1/2. All right, so that's the only score we're gonna do on the short side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all 3 at 3/8 on the short side. Being careful of my direction. 3/8 on the short side. Okay, now I'm going to move over to the long side of each one. Long side, you're going to do 3/8 of an inch, 3 1/8, 5 7/8, 6. So this is a little tiny measurement in between those two. It's 1/8 of an inch. 8 3/4 and 11 1/2. Okay, I'll do it again, making sure that that score mark is on the bottom if you have directional paper. 3/8 of an inch, 3 1/8, 5 7/8, 6, 8 3/4, 11 1/2. Last one, making sure the bottom is at the bottom. 3/8, 3 1/8, 5 7/8, 6, 8 3/4, and 11 1/2. All right, we are done with our scoreboard and our paper trimmer, so you can go ahead and put those away. Now, what we need to do are just a few little cuts on here. We need to go ahead and cut the diagonal, so you're just mitering the corners like you're making a pocket. So you're just cutting off that little piece there. So basically you're just going to angle your paper and cut like that. And you're going to do the same over here. You're just cutting directly through that cross where the lines meet, like that. Okay. The next cut we're going to do, so you'll see your first score line here from the left, and we just need to make a diagonal cut right there. Let me get a different pen. Okay, that's not gonna work. Just trying to find my white drawing pen. All right, so we're just gonna make this diagonal cut right there. So just kind of cut that up just like that, okay? And then you're going to do the same on the other side. We're just going to do the diagonal that way. Okay? So we're going to make that cut. Now, we don't need any of this. So we're going to cut all of that out. Oh gosh, I cut too far, but that's okay. So it will look like this. Okay. Now, if you can't remember to do that little slit, you can always miter, miter, and then cut out the two middle. Like cut up the score line. Let me come out just a little bit. All I did was cut the score line here. And then you'll just cut those middle boxes out. And then you'll just have to miter. If that makes it easier for you, go for it. Okay. But for me, that just takes so much longer. So I'm just going to go ahead again and cut here to cut all this off. Cut here, and cut there. And then cut all of this like that. Okay. So miter, miter, cut and cut all of that out. That's it. Very easy. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put our score tape on the bottom tabs. Here's mine. We need to put it on the side because basically you're going to fold them up like this. So I do need to put it on the front. Just on the bottom tabs for now. I like to work assembly line, so I like to get all of each piece done before I move on to the next instructions, just because it's easier. You can just, get a whole bunch of them done at the same time. And then you don't have to worry about, going through all the steps each time. You just do one step at a time for all of them, and then you're focused on that one step, and you're good to go, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, we need to go ahead and varnish all of our score lines. Okay, and I am just going to do this in real time for you so you guys can see. These ones here in the middle are a little bit harder to do, but they're not impossible. And yes, you could have varnished your bottom first and then done the cuts, but I cut first, typically. I know some of my varnishing is off screen, but I think you guys can handle varnishing your lines. Okay, so now that your lines are all varnished, we need to go ahead and make the diagonal pockets. And so I would suggest using a pencil because, I mean, you can still see my pencil mark there, which I'm okay with. What you want to do is fold up and close your book. It's going to close like so. Okay. You want to go from 1 inch from the bottom, or excuse me, 1 1/4 inches from the bottom, and make a little tick mark. You're going to do that on both sides at 1 1/4. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is draw a line from this corner to your tick mark. If you're brave enough to eyeball it, you can go ahead and eyeball it. I'm just going to show you this method because then I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to stress over eyeballing it. I know we tend to stress more if we're making stuff as, for craft fairs, we want to be precise. If you're just making it for yourself, obviously, just eyeball it. I just like to do it like this and like this. Okay, last one. These are going to be gifts. That's why I'm doing mine precise. If it was just for me, I would eyeball it. So there and there, and turn it around. And just connect your dot to your side, like so. Okay. Now you're going to open it, and you're going to go ahead and cut your diagonals. Making sure you're cutting through those layers on the, that's going to make your little pockets. see, this is what we have left. This is why we didn't put our score tape on the these parts yet, because we're going to cut most of it off, and I don't like to waste score tape. So last one, just cutting that one, and this way you know exactly that your cut is going the correct direction, so on and so forth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put score tape on our other tabs. Making sure you varnish all of your score tapes very well. Your score tape should lift off easily from any point that you pull it. That's how you know that you varnished it correctly and that you're going to get that good adhesion. And your project's not going to fall apart in a week because you didn't adhere your glue very well and condensation or heat or whatever got to it. That's what happens if people, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people use score tape and then they get mad that their project fell apart. That just means you did not varnish your score tape. And air and whatever got in there. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and peel our score tape, and you're just taping it down. That's all. Making sure you line up your pocket with the bottom of your center pocket. See how fast I did it when I wasn't thinking about it? Now I'm thinking about it, so it goes slow. And that's it. Same thing with these ones. And line it up and down. Line it up and down. So did you see I didn't even pay attention to where I had accidentally cut it? It's okay. When I had cut too much, I didn't throw the paper away, nothing, because I knew it was going to work out just fine. You're not putting anything loose in there. I'm just putting tea bags, and so I knew it would be absolutely fine. Now, if I was putting something like glitter or something in there, then obviously it wouldn't have been fine, but I'm not doing that. All right, so, and oh my gosh, it stuck to my fingers. One more, and we're good. Okay, so your pockets are done. You do want to go ahead and add your tea. These are Dollar Tree teas, and this is a Bigelow brand. They're wider than the Twinings, so I just want to make sure that they would fit, and they do. So go ahead and put your tea bags or whatever you're putting in there, because you need to have everything ready to go when you're going to do your cord, so that way you can measure how, you know, where to tie your cord. Okay. All right, so my pockets are ready to go. Where's my piece? There. Okay, my pocket's ready to go. I already have my cover piece laminated. We already scored it, so now we just need to varnish it. Get that nice crease. Now, what I did, because I plan on making a ton of these, I made a little template to punch my holes, which is this right here. Now, I did figure out that, so Linda used her 1/8 of an inch punch, but my cording was too thick. The only cording I have is this one, I don't know how thick this is. The 10 meters is how long it is. I don't know how thick it is, but I struggled to put it through the holes, and I had to make my holes wider, and so it didn't look too nice. This was my very first one, so of course this one's for me, the prototype. So I had to really punch the, you know, get the holes there, and I didn't like it, and my holes were uneven. And so all I did was I decided I was going to use the smaller part of my crocodile because it still looks good, and my cording will fit through nicely. Your spine is 1 inch. And so all I did was make a 1 inch piece, and I marked it at the half, quarter, and 3/4 inch. So that way my holes are perfect. I don't even have to think about it. I can just lay my template on here, take a Sharpie or whatever, and mark my holes, turn it around, line it back up, and mark my holes. You don't even have to think about it. So that's the best part of the template. Especially, like I said, if you're making a bunch of these, you know, you make the template. Now, I did forget that we have to make a middle hole as well. So let's go ahead and measure that out and make that on our template. So what is it, 3 3/4? Yep. So the middle is, and if you need help finding your middle, you can use your Tim Holtz ruler, and you're going to zero it out and just keep moving it until it meets. So that's how you use the Tim Holtz ruler. This is my middle right there, which is at 1 7/8. Or you can just eyeball it. I just eyeballed my middle. Now, you see how easy 1 7/8 is on your template, because obviously you can move it. But on your book, it's going to be a little bit harder, only because, you know, your book is solid. And mine's not exactly in the middle. So because it's my template, I can just fix that. Okay, there we go. So now I'm just going to go ahead and line that back up and put my center dot right here. All right, so those are the holes you need. 3 on top, 3 on bottom, 1 in the middle. The 3 on top and the 3 on bottom are going to be your easy ones. The one in the middle is going to be a little bit more tricky. All right, but I just think this just looked a lot cleaner using the template than eyeballing it and using that smaller punch, because I mean, no one's gonna really notice that except for you, but I had to get my scissors in there, which kind of tore the paper up a little bit. So just make your life easier. Now, if yours fits all the way up there, you're good to go. I do have I have the big crocodile that mine will fit, but if you don't have the big crocodile that will fit in there, just use your paper piercer and your mat, and just, you know, follow that hole. Okay, and just kind of make it big enough to make that hole. And so I have this guy. This is what, that's the crocodile 2 that can get up in there and punch that hole in the middle, because I can, you know, put the whole piece in there. So if you don't have that, like I said, just use your paper trimmer or paper piercer and just make that hole. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take our cording, and you're basically done at this point, unless you're going to add beads or whatever. So this is going to be a little bit more than 30 minutes, but that's okay. All right. So what we're going to do is start from the front bottom, go through. Actually, I'm going to start on this side. So so this is my front. I pushed it through the bottom right. I'm going to pull it up, go through the top, flip it over, go through the center, bring it back down to the bottom. The bottom, you're going to go back through the front this way. Guess I'll just show you. And you're going to come back up to that top hole. So now you have this. Now you're going to come back through the middle hole. So just kind of move that over and push it through. Okay. I'm going to pull it tight and make sure all the pieces, you don't want it too tight, but you know, you want to make sure it's a nice tight. And then you're just going to cut it off the roll just a little bit. And then, you know, hold this top piece, take the bottom piece and go back through the middle. So that way both of your pieces meet in the middle like this. Okay. So you essentially will have 4 arms in the middle, but we're only going to use the 3. You know, you can weed it any way you want. This is just what Linda did. It was easy. I didn't have to think about it. So we followed what she did. Tie your knot. Cut your pieces. Okay. Good to go. You'll hide that 4th piece with your center tea bag thing. All right, now you're going to cut a piece of cord that's roughly, she did 10 inches, but I found that was just a lot. But I'll do 9.5, or just, you know, just cut a piece off. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and put beads on, go ahead and put your beads on. If you're using the foam things, put the foam things on. This one I'm not going to put anything on it. All right, but I am going to go ahead and put my tea bags in the way that I want them. And again, I'm going to use that middle cord that does not have the knot. I'm going to put that in. And my 3rd one. I'm going to put it in that 1st one. Okay. So there you go. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your cord once you have your beads on, you know, and we're going to push it through both pieces through the middle hole. You can, if it makes it easier, you can take out your middle piece. The first time I didn't find it necessarily to take out the middle piece, but I'm just going to show you so you can see better. And I just pushed the cord through the middle. Like so. Yeah, I think it's easier to keep that piece in there. I don't know. So that way you have your loop back here with your beads and stuff. And then you have this piece right here. Now, what I did was I just tied a very loose slip knot. And that way I could adjust how tight I needed it. Okay. Or you can hold it, the flap, you know, the pieces with your fingers. It's up to you. I just did a little knot, a loose knot. Put your tea back in so you can measure how much you need. And actually mine's perfect, so I'm just going to tighten up that knot on the inside. So your little, it's the front, beads will be in the front like that. All right, since mine's perfect, I'm just going to get back in here with my knot and just tighten it. That was easier. She did the other type of knot, but I felt this was fine. It ain't going nowhere. I mean, you can tie it around your elastic cording to make sure that people can't pull it from the inside out, but I don't think people will mess with it like that. I don't know. But there you go. There is your little tea traveler's notebook. Just under 30 minutes. You know, once you get the hang of it, you can just, you know, mass produce them. You can decorate it. I don't think it needs any more decoration, especially if you're just doing it for like a $2, $3 craft fair. There's some beads on it. You can put like a little to from tag, happy holidays. If you want to get super fancy, you can, you know, put a bow. Actually, that looks really cute. Put a big old bow on the cording. You can, you know, maybe add some jingle bells. Oh, actually, that'd be really cute if you added some jingle bells to the side, like that. However you want to decorate your book, that's how you're going to decorate it. I hope you guys show Linda some love, subscribe to her channel, and I hope you guys make this. Thanks for watching. Bye.